Hello, buddy. All right, welcome to the Mikestand. Hopefully, everybody's having a good week thus far. Today is Tuesday, March the 25th, 2025. Um, so, of course, we're going to give people a chance to come in before we get started. So, hopefully, everybody's having a good day today. Um, let's see. We just do some things here. All right. So, anyways, a friendly reminder, of course, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here that we talk about tonight grabs your attention, feel free to comment and/or ask questions, and I'll try to answer the question to the best of my ability. Let's see. Let's see. So we're not even at 2 minutes yet. That said, we're just going to wait for a moment to give people a chance to come in. Let's see now. Let's see. I'm going to just look to see if. Just get the word out. That's all I'm doing at the moment. All right. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Well, we're now coming up on 3 minutes here, so I might as well talk about what's on tap for tonight. So, of course, got a couple articles I'm going to go over, a couple of comics related articles from Bleeding Fool. First being, of course, apparently Joe Quesada and Christopher Priest have decided to return to comics in order to apparently swipe the Wakanda Forever script. Look into that. Also, Alliance Entertainment has acquired Diamond Comic Distributors in the landmark bankruptcy auction. Also, of course, we'll have, of course, the wrestling wrap up. We'll talk primarily about the WWE. More or less just looking back at some of the highlights, again, just, talking a little bit more about some of what's going on in preparation for WrestleMania next month. Also, look ahead to tonight's NXT. And then we'll wrap things up, of course, with this day in each history, looking back on, basically everything that went on this day in each history. So, and of course, another friendly reminder to everybody, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and get started then? All right. So, as I said, got a couple comics related articles to go over tonight for you. Let's see. So, all right. So, here's the first one we're going to look at here. All right. So, did Quesada and Priest return to comics to swipe the Wakanda Forever script? Article by Avi Green, published today. So there's one of Avi's articles. So let's see what's going on here. Superhero Hype reports that Marvel Comics' worst editor from 2001 to 2011, along with the writer who was assigned to the Marvel Knights take on Black Panther have returned to the company, and title just to bury T'Challa, which sounds like they're mimicking the premise of the movie sequel Wakanda Forever. So I guess Javi obviously has some choice opinions about Joe Quesada. In 1998, the Marvel Knights line set a new standard for the House of Ideas. Focused on street-level superheroics and more obscure characters, the line had a hand in inspiring the MCU. Now, just in time for the 25th anniversary the line is returning with a new miniseries titled Marvel Knights: The World to Come. The sixth issue will center around the death of Black Panther. So this is based on the art. This is getting from the Superhero Hype article, I guess. As the story opens, T'Challa is dead, and the world of Marvel Knights dances on the edge of a vibranium knife. The story begins in Wakanda with Storm and Shuri struggling to maintain order and prevent a civil war over who will be the new Black Panther. This will set up a series of global conflicts which will bring back other beloved heroes and villains from the Marvel Knights line. The World to Come is the brainchild of two comics legends who were among the architects of the Marvel Knights line. Christopher Priest, famed for his work on Black Panther, scripted all 6 issues of the miniseries. Priest co-plotted the story with writer-artist Joe Quesada, the former editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics. Quesada also provides the miniseries artwork. All right, so now Avi has a few things to say here. We'll see what Avi's response to what we just read there was. Let's see. And as I said, if you haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. Well, let's see what Avi has to say here. Gee, this sure is some way to revisit something that, for all we know, may not have aged well. Regardless, let me guess. The premise has what to do with the current event, One World Under Doom, or is this meant to be yet another variation on the bizarre PC swapping they did in the past decade? Whatever they're doing here, this only compounds how the movie franchise has surely done more harm than good artistically. And Quesada was a very mediocre artist years before. One more reason it'd be better to avoid the insult to the intellect that do not favors for Stan Lee and Jack Kirby's creations. I don't think the Knights line hold up well in hindsight. Also recalling what happened to Karen Page in the second Daredevil volume, maybe that Knights was marketed as quote-unquote street-level heroics rather than stories allowing for more elaborate science fiction adventure is another fault. And it should be noted that Priest only proven himself a mediocre writer at times over the years, with few real gems, and whose stories have to be taken with a grain of salt, no matter the quality. Personally, I own all 3 Marvel Epic Collection editions archiving Black Panther stories from past decades, and that's decidedly all that's needed for me when it comes to reading Black Panther in retrospect. We don't need to waste time on these overrated projects for more recent times. Mm-hmm. The whole argument for modern audiences is kind of a baloney. Anyway, so there we go with that. So that one went a little quicker than I thought it would. But why don't we pick 2 articles in part? Again, if you haven't already, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So let's get on to the next article here. I guess another kind of, might be another little quickie. That's the Alliance Entertainment acquires Diamond Comic Distributors in landmark bankruptcy auction. Article by Todd Fisher, published earlier today. So let's get into this. So, Alliance Entertainment, a Florida-based global distributor specializing in music, movies, video games, electronics, and collectibles, has emerged as the winning bidder in the Chapter 11 bankruptcy auction for Diamond Comic Distributors. The acquisition includes Diamond Comic Distributors, U.S., Alliance Game Distributors, Diamond Select Toys and Collectibles, and Collectible Grading Authority. The deal is pending final approval by the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the District of Maryland, with a sale hearing scheduled for March 27, 2025. So that's 2 days from now. That's Thursday. The transaction is expected to close by April 2025, which is, of course, just in another week at earliest. The auction saw competitive bidding, including a $39 million offer from Universal Distribution for Alliance Game Distributors. However, Alliance Entertainment's bid was described as significantly higher than its competitors. Acquisition will be financed through an amended $160 million revolving credit facility, up from $120 million. Bruce Ogilvie, the executive chairman of Alliance Entertainment, expressed enthusiasm about the strategic potential of integrating Diamond's assets into their operations. Quote, we're incredibly honored to welcome the talented teams from Diamond Comic Distributors, Alliance Game Distributors, and Collectible Grading Authority to the Alliance Entertainment family, unquote. Ogilvie continued, quote, these are passionate professionals who have built deep relationships across the fandom, hobby, and collectibles communities. We look forward to supporting them, learning from them, and investing in their success. To the suppliers, creators, and publishing partners that make this ecosystem so dynamic, we're excited to collaborate and build lasting value together. And to the customers who rely on these brands every day, we remain committed to delivering the excellent service and reliability you expect and taking it even further, unquote. So that's pretty interesting thus far, So they pretty much went in and got the whole, kit and caboodle, as it were, right? So, anyways, as we, of course, continue on here, um, Alliance plans to leverage Diamond's legacy in comic book distribution and its extensive relationships with over 5,000 retailers to enhance its product portfolio and cross-selling opportunities. Jeff Walker, CEO of Alliance Entertainment, also added to this, quote, is a transformative opportunity to expand our leadership in the world of gaming, rather, and physical editions and deepen our reach into thriving fan-driven categories. With their legacy of exclusive titles, deep retail relationships, and strong presence in comics, tabletop games, and collectible merchandise, these businesses are highly complementary to our existing distribution and fulfillment model. We see powerful cross-selling potential between our product lines and customer bases, expanding the reach of our expanded product portfolio across both mass retail and specialty channels, unquote. All right, so yeah, we're going through these pretty quick here. All right, so finish this up here. Diamond Comic Distributors, a long-standing leader in comic book distribution, founded 42 years ago. So that would be 1983, I believe. Filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in January 2025, following financial challenges exacerbated by declining margins and rising costs. Acquisition marks a significant shift in the comics and collectibles industry as Diamond transitions to new ownership. Further details about the transaction are expecting following the upcoming court hearing. All right, so there we go with that. So, at least for the moment, so we're at least we got through the two articles, and there's still some times. I'm going to see if I can maybe find at least one more article, at least to see if we can get at least one more article to cover here. Run through the gamut of the sites here. Right, so nothing there. Let me see. Let me go to MeTV Tunes now. And again, feel free to comment and or ask questions if you guys, have any questions or want to, or even talk about anything, while I'm looking here. So looks like we have a couple more articles here that we can actually. All right, some of them. Actually, I think I did that one already. Oh, actually, we may not have, but I'm gonna. Let's see. Oh, actually, no, it probably didn't. So, I found a couple articles here on MeTV Tunes. I guess I'll bring those up. Um, let's take a look at those. All right, so the first article we're going to look at here from MeTV Tunes, as it were. Let's see. Some of the most memorable characters voiced by Tex Avery. So Tex Avery did a little bit of everything. He was an animator, a voice actor, a director, producer, a little bit of everything. So here are some of the most memorable characters voiced by Tex Avery. The famous director voiced many of your favorite characters. Article published March 24th, 2025, which is yesterday, by MeTV Toon staff. So let's take a look at all this. So, Looney Tunes founding father, Fred Tex Avery, was more than just a dynamic director, he was also an accomplished voice actor. His larger than life directing style was reflected in the characters he voiced, like cowboys, mobsters, and raging bulls. But Avery also had the skill to jump into any role that needed an actor to get the cartoon finished on time. There's a handful of the many characters he voiced while working as an animator at Termite Terrace and MGM. Now, we've talked about this before. There were some of the animators who, and some of the animators and cartoon directors who did, of course, do some voice work. Tex Avery, one of them. Walter Lantz was another. Obviously, Walt Disney was probably the most well known, right? So. All right, so Killer Diller from Thugs with Dirty Mugs. Avery played the lead gangster Killer Diller in this detective cartoon. He styled the voice as a caricature of actor Edward G. Robinson, even having Killer Diller say, quote, "I sound like Eddie Robinson, don't I?" Uh, let's see. Horsefly in Porky the Rainmaker. During his Termite Terrace tenure, Avery often filled in extra voices in cartoons. One of those extra voices was the horsefly flying through the fog through a fog created by one of Porky's weather pills. Willoughby, Willoughby, the dog here. Let's see, Willoughby. Avery created Willoughby as a cartoon version of Lenny from John Steinbeck's of Mice and Men. Avery voiced the hound dog in Of Fox and Hounds, the Crackpot Quail, and the Heckling Hare. Hmm. All right, let's see. Willie the Weasel. In The Sneezing Weasel, Avery voiced a sneaky weasel trying to break into a hen house and eat the baby chicks. Wow, did quite a bit, didn't he? Red from Egghead Rides Again. Inspired by his Texas accent, Avery was often recruited to voice cowboys in the Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies cartoons. In Egghead Rides Again, Avery voices Red, a goofy cowboy who tries to help train Egghead. And he also voiced the mean cowboys who laugh at Egghead's failures. Radio announcer. Avery played radio announcer, or radio voice, in 5 cartoons, including I Love to Sing It. I Love to Sing It. That's the one where the young Al wanted to actually sing jazz, but he came from a family that liked to sing more classical, so he decided to run away and become a jazz singer. And I Love to Sing It actually was the song he sang. So let's see now. Let's see. Again, if you guys haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, Preacher. Another character type Avery often filled was Preacher. He voiced Preacher Mouse in a Sunbonnet Blue. And in this image, the preacher in Don't Look Now. Dishonest Dan. After leaving Leon Schlesinger Productions, Avery went to MGM and began developing the Droopy Dog series. One of the characters he voiced in that series was Dishonest Dan in Homesteader Droopy. Dishonest Dan is a rough wolf, a wolf from the Old West that can be seen as a character that later evolved into Avery's Wolfie. And apparently, not only will he do a lot of Texas cowboy characters, but I guess he gets into wolf characters as well here. Let's see. Another precursor. Let's see. Wolf Rancher. Another precursor to Avery's legendary wolf character. The Wolf Rancher was an antagonist trying to keep Droopy and his flock of sheep off his land in Drag Along Droopy. Bull. Another repeat character type played by Avery was Bull, which kind of makes sense considering, whole Western feel and all that, and, Bull's being from the Old West and all that, and his Texas accent. Let's see. He voiced different Bull characters in Drag Along, so he's basically talking to himself in Drag Along Droopy, apparently. Senor Droopy and Oswald the Rabbit cartoon Radio Rhythm. Spike, aka Puccini. Oh yeah, this is when Spike the dog was being an opera singer, I guess. Droopy's foil, Avery voiced Spike more times than he voiced Droopy. He was voiced. He also voiced characters played, quote unquote, by Spike, like Puccini. Avery voiced the same character for 10 years, or for 10 cartoons. Sorry. Droopy. Now, granted, he may have done Droopy for a few cartoons, but probably the person who did Droopy the most, from what I understand, is Bill Thompson. But let's see what they say about that. Droopy. There were 5 interchangeable voice actors for Droopy. During the original MGM productions, Avery voiced Droopy in Deputy Droopy, Northwest Hounded Police, and Wild and Wolfie, and the shooting of Dan Magoo. All right, and there we go with that one. I'm going to actually need to step away from the computer for a moment. I will be right back, and then we'll get into the next one. Story actually involving Popeye. But what I will do while I'm gone, of course, is I will turn on some music here. Keep you guys entertained while I'm away. I'll be right back. Let's clear out here. All right, I'm back. Let's see who just popped in and dropped out. Hey, Fitshozo. Hey, how you doing, my friend? If you haven't already, if you can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. And I'll try to answer questions to the best of my ability. So, with that being said, let's move on to this next story here. Probably the last one we'll do tonight here. Did 3 stories already, so this will be the 4th. All right, so the story behind Popeye's love of spinach. Popeye and his love affair with spinach have made such a positive impact. Ironically, it all stems from a mistake. Article published today by MeTV2 staff. So let's take a look and see what's going on here. All right, so olive oil isn't Popeye. All right, olive oil isn't Popeye's true love. Spinach is. Okay. The leafy green that gives Popeye the powers of super strength and indestructibility. Spinach is a lasting part of Popeye's legacy. The spinach growing town in Crystal, Texas, erected a statue of Popeye at their city hall to honor the character's impact on the spinach industry. Two other spinach growing communities, Springdale and Alma, Arkansas, similarly honored Popeye with statues and fountains. When most agricultural communities struggled during the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl, the popularity of Popeye kept these communities alive with the sudden demand for spinach. More recently, in 2010, a study found that children who watch Popeye cartoons increased their consumption of vegetables. It's funny because yesterday I watched a Popeye cartoon where yesterday I was watching Popeye cartoon, The Adventures of Popeye, where a little kid had basically just bought a Popeye comic book, and you know it's the one where he gets bullied, and then Popeye comes out of the book to explain you know his adventures and how spinach helped him to fend off bullies and all that, and then the kid ended up fending off the bully, his bully. So, anyways, continuing on here. Let's see. Popeye and his love affair with spinach have made such a positive impact. Ironically, it all stems from a mistake. When Popeye initially appeared in the Thimble Theater comics, Popeye ate a regular diet and got his super strength by rubbing the head of a wiffle hen. Okay. A few years later, as Popeye and Olive Oyl became the stars of the comic strip, spinach suddenly became the secret to Popeye's success. There are lots of rumors about why the switch was made. From rubbing the hen to gulping down a whole can of spinach, but the most likely reason is that spinach is a nutrient-dense food, and during the Great Depression, most Americans were undernourished in their vitamins and minerals. After Popeye made the switch to spinach in 1931, consumption skyrocketed, and suddenly spinach consumption was up by 33%. Children who didn't like spinach thought of how strong it made Popeye and powered through the heaps of leafy greens. Popeye made spinach seem like cool, superpower giving food, and the public wanted more. Yeah, that usually will do it, right? Let's see. Can we continue on here? While spinach is a great vegetable, its nutritional value was misreported long before Popeye started eating it. In 1870, German chemist Erich von Wolf, wow, we got a lot of wolves tonight, don't we? Was studying the iron levels of different vegetables. While recording his findings that 100 grams of spinach contained 3.5 milligrams of iron, he misplaced a decimal point and wrote that spinach had 35 milligrams, so 3.5 to almost 12 times as much there of iron. This quote unquote fact became widespread and made spinach the ultimate health food until 1937, when scientists debunked it. By this point, Popeye had been preaching the good word of spinach consumption for over 6 years. Spinach was part of the brand of his established comic strip and budding cartoon series. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish 'cause I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Right? uh, hmm. All right. Instead of making Popeye abandon his precious spinach, Popeye's creators pointed back to a comic from 1932 where Popeye says he eats spinach because of its high content of vitamin A, a high content of vitamin A. In the strip, Popeye said, "quote Spinach is full of vitamin A, and that's what makes humans strong and healthy," quote unquote. With this loophole, Popeye continued to eat spinach in every comic and cartoon and encouraged the rest of the world to eat more spinach with him. Misreported iron content may have made spinach popular and inspired creators to give Popeye the spinach, Popeye was always in it for the vitamin A. Oh, there we go with that one. So, alrighty then. So there we go. That's that of course is that of course is all we got for the news articles tonight. So we're gonna of course move on to the wrestling wrap up, and not really as much because of the fact with Raw being early yesterday, we actually covered the Raw results last night. However, we can look ahead to tonight's NXT as well as maybe talk up some news that any that I can really think of. But I can't, so we'll probably just talk a little bit about what you can look forward to on tonight's edition of the CW NXT. Tonight's edition of NXT on tonight's CW. We'll get to that here. So on tonight's CW from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, Stephanie Vaquer is set to defend the NXT Women's title against Jada Pinkett. Lexis King will be defending the WWE NXT Heritage title against Javon Evans. Lexis King, of course, the son of Brian Pillman. And also, Stephanie Vaquer will be in action twice tonight as she'll be set to defend the North American title against Fallon Henley. And Fallon Henley, I guess, requested her contractual rematch. So that's what we have to look forward to on that tonight. Of course, I'll have of course tonight's results tomorrow, as well as what to look ahead to on tomorrow night's AEW. And AEW is getting ever closer to their Dynasty pay-per-view coming a week from this Sunday. So with all that being said, of course, And again, if you haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, with that being said, of course, I think we'll move on to this day in Nietzsche history. History! So, let me just go ahead and take a look at it here. 2000. 2000 and 2020 and 2019, of course, or 2009. All right, so first off, I'm going to head back 25 years ago today. As on this date, 25 years ago today, let me pull it up here. Extreme Pro Wrestling, a West Coast, at the time, a West Coast based hardcore federation, kind of in the vein of ECW. Kind of for a while there, it actually took over for ECW, or at least you could argue that XPW was the ECW of the West Coast. Held an event from the Palace in Los Angeles, California. The main event saw Chris Candido retain the XPW World Heavyweight title over Homeless Jimmy. In a three-way dance, Axel Rotten defeated John Cronus of Eliminators fame and Supreme. Let's see. Damian Steele and Jake Lawless went to a no contest. Johnny Webb defeated the Messiah in a one-on-one. The West Siders defeated Los Vatos Locos. And the show opened up with Sybil defeating Dynamite D. So, XPW's A New Franchise Tour, Day 2, was held on this date 25 years ago. So now, getting ready to move on to the next piece in each history. 2000 was just so nice that we're going to hit it twice. As also on this date in the year 2000, let's see, the final episode of Detention, Warner Brothers Detention, aired on this date 25 years ago. So 25 years ago today, the final episode of Warner Brothers Detention premiered on this date back in 2000. Or I'm sorry, it didn't premiere, it ended on this date in 2000. Of course, with such voices as, of course, the Mowry twins, Tia and Tamara Mowry, Tara Strong, Pamela Ferdin, Kathleen Franklin, Billy West, all providing their voices for many of the characters in it. So with that, now moving ahead to moving on ahead to the year 2009, which was, of course, 16 years ago today. On this date in 2009, so I bring that up here. On this date in 2009, the 595th issue of Archie from Archie Comics went on sale on this date back in 2009, 16 years ago today. Sold for $2.50 for 32 pages. Victor Grolick did the editing. The three stories all featured Archie, Home Insecurity, The Fall of Reggie, and Prom Preparation. Kind of an interesting cover right there. Looks like Veronica trapped in something, and you got a couple of claws coming down. Look like they're about to grab Archie there. So on this day, 16 years ago today, the 595th issue of Archie Comics went on sale on this date back in 2009. And finally, 5 years ago today, 5 years ago today, in the year 2020. On this date in the year 2020, the first season of Silver Link's Bofuri, as well as Gaina's Hulang Babies Petite, both completed their runs on Japanese TV on this date back in 2020, 5 years ago today. So 5 years ago today, the first season of Silver Link's Bofuri and Gaina's Hulang Babies Petite both finished their both completed their seasons on Japanese TV on this date 5 years ago. So with that, I do thank everybody for being here. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Of course, we'll be back here with more niche news tomorrow, as well as, of course, the wrestling wrap up. We'll get you caught up on what happened on tonight's NXT. Also, tell you what to look forward to on tomorrow night's Dynamite from AEW, as of course as AEW is set to have their next pay-per-view on Sunday, April the 6th. Dynasty, I believe. WWE will be, of course, continues to be making their headway for the 19th and 20th for WrestleMania. Already signed for WrestleMania, of course. You have Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed title against John Cena. You have Gunther defending the WWE World title against Jey Uso. On the women's side of it, you currently have Charlotte Flair set to take on Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's title. Oh, one thing that did happen last night as well. So Adam Pearce, kind of tired of all the shenanigans going on and stuff like and all that, made a match for next Monday's Raw, as Rhea Ripley will be getting her rematch against Io Sky on next week's Raw. The winner of that match will go on to defend the WWE Women's World title, WWE World Women's title at WrestleMania against Bianca Belair. Of course, this probably does not make Io Sky too happy, as of course she's been kind of treated almost like the third wheel, which I think has made not just her but her fans quite a bit unhappy. So let's see, and there's still a lot of talk about a multi-man match for the Intercontinental title as well as for the U.S. title. There's still a lot more to be made over the next month here. So, and of course, we'll have, to wrap up the show tomorrow night, we'll have, tomorrow's day in each history. And of course, don't forget this Sunday, I'll have RJ Carter joining me, as we'll be looking back to comics went on sale in May 1940. This week, this Sunday, we'll be looking at comics that went on sale from actually two separate companies that eventually the titles would become properties of Harvey Comics. We'll be looking at, of course, from Worth Carnahan. We'll be looking at Speed Comics Volume 1, Issue 9, and Cyclone Comics Volume 1, Issue 1, as well as Brookworld Publications' 10th issue of Speed Comics. Of course, once those companies kind of shut down, the Harvey picked up those titles and started publishing on their own. So with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. Bye.